idea how to start this vlog. So Journey to Jesus. Thank you so much for joining me today. Um, I just wanted to come and just do a quick intro video regarding what this vlog is going to be really about, based on, just so you can have a sense of who you're following, like, subscribe, all that. But just so you can have a sense of who you're following and what you can expect from me. So this is going to be a vlog about the Christian walk from a 28-year-old's perspective of things, right? So, one thing I've noticed is that, like, you see all these preachers, you see all these, like, Instagram, they're just out there, and they know the word, and they doing that thing, and they speaking life to everybody in their situations, and, everything looks great on Instagram and Facebook, but it's just like, what did that journey look like for you? Like, in real time. I don't know. I don't see that journey, right? Like, all you get to see is that people may post about, oh, how they used to be in the past. But, like, what did that look like for you? So I wanted to come and start a blog because I really want to take my walk with God seriously. Like, for me, this is the year of obedience. And that's it. So why not document it? Why not create a community where women can come and be like, yo, Brie, I fell this week. And I could be like, oh my God, I fell this week too. What? Like, and we can, like, talk about it. And it's not so, like, shame on you. Because it's real. And I think the goal, the ultimate goal is to be in a place where you can say, dang, look where I started and look where I'm at. Like, I could quote Bible verses now. Like, it's in me, So that's what I hope to bring to you, just documenting my walk, right? So I've already decided, like, listen, I'm going to be obedient this year, and I'm going to do it, right? So my name's Brianna. I live in New Jersey, and I am currently married with one baby and one on the way. I'm not going to show my stomach. That's too much. I'm 5 months pregnant, and, the way Journey to Jesus. So let me just talk about how this whole thing was even laid on my heart to start this vlog. So I was going through a rough time at my job about 2.5, 3 years ago. And I was, like, in the word every day. I was being pushed, like, and pressed, and, like, just in a comfort zone where I'm not used to being, right? And it was literally nothing but God. Like, I was just so unhappy in my career where I was, because my company went on strike, and they had me being, like, doing, like, dirty work and just stuff I was not used to being, right? So I was like, oh, in my word, like, God save me. In the midst of all that, me and my husband have been trying for a baby for a while, and it wasn't happening. That sucks, because, like, all your friends, like, oh, they just doing, like, oh, I'm pregnant, and it's just like, okay. So I'm thinking, month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these months are passing, and it's not happening. So I think I wasn't in a good space, and I knew, like, Brie, you just gotta get connected to God, right? So I'm sitting in my car, and I'm just, like, praying and crying my eyes out, like, Lord, woe is me, the spiel. And it just laid on my heart, Brianna, start a Journey to Jesus blog. I'm like, a Journey to Jesus blog? Like, what? Like, the words, Journey to Jesus. And, I was all excited, like, oh, I'm going to start this blog, and, like, this is what I'm going to do. And what ended up happening was I got caught up in, I guess, the YouTube hype, where it's like, oh, you got to have this camera, and your makeup got to be, like, beat to the gods, and you got to have an intro, and, like, and I got so worked up and so over it. And I told myself, right, that I was going to change the name from Journey to Jesus to Tea with Bree. And how often, right, does God tell us to do something and it's not quite what we want to do, so we're going to change it. We still going to do it, but we're going to change it for it to look kind of like what we are interested in doing. So that's what I did. So I changed it to Tea with Bree because I wanted just this umbrella of stuff to talk about, like marriage and beauty and gossip and then I was going to throw Jesus in there somewhere. But that was the gist. Clearly, it went nowhere. It went nowhere. I got pregnant shortly after that, and I just didn't care about Tea with Bree anymore. I didn't even record a video. I have 3 or 4 practice videos on there, but that was it. So fast forward, I'm just kind of in this season now where I want to be obedient. And God told me to start this vlog 2.5 years ago. And here I am. So, yay for Brianna. My first lesson in obedience. I'm doing it. I'm walking it. This is my journey. Follow my journey. But, yeah, I'm proud. I'm happy. So, what's next? No, I was doing so good and now I have a brain fart. You gotta excuse me. This is my first video. So, I wanted to, just so you know, I am a Christian. I follow God. I believe Jesus lived and died and rose on the 3rd day. Just so everyone knows, what I'm talking about when I say, journey to Jesus. This is my Jesus, okay? So, what's next for us, right? So, I want a community of women who want to be obedient too. Whatever that looks like for you, right? So, for me, my church is actually starting a fast on the 14th. So I knew, Bree, you got to get this video out. You got to get this intro video out by February 14th, 2018, when the fast starts. Because I think it will be good, just a good jumping point to talk about what I'm learning in my fast, what I'm going through, how I'm being tested. Did I curse anybody out? Because again, I'm going to give it to you like it's real. I am on my walk to be a better person. This is my journey to be that Christian I've always wanted to be. And sometimes I'm going to fall. Just a couple days ago, I was being attacked by the devil because I was supposed to film this video. And the devil tried to come for me and my man. And, I didn't want to do nothing. And I literally, in my head, right? I literally said to myself and my husband, I fully know my mind is being attacked. And I fully don't care. I fully know. And I'm just going to let him attack me because I'm mad right now. And no, God, no, I'm not going to do what you told me to do because I don't feel like it. How many times do we do that? It may not be as mean and as harsh and as rough, but how many times do we know what's happening and we don't choose to accept what's happening because we don't want to accept it? How many times does that happen? So I pressed on. I got out of my funk for 3-4 days, and I'm like, no, Bree, you gonna post this video. So Journey to Jesus. So my next video will probably be about writing up a regimen for yourself, because I feel like, for me personally, right, that I need some type of regimen. About 2.5 years ago, I cut off all my hair. And one thing I noticed, I scoured YouTube for hours and hours, all these hair videos. Woe was me. I didn't have no hair. I was looking like a boy. I was upset. On what is the right regimen, right? I got my regimen down. And if you want to hear that regimen, comment and I'll show you my regimen. But I noticed, with the proper regimen, there was hair growth. Okay, honey? Look at this hair growth. There was hair growth. I took the intentional time to care for my hair And then there was growth. So I feel like the same thing applies with anything you're doing. You need to take the time. You need to be intentional about your time spent with God. And that's what I'm going to be doing, is being intentional with my time spent with God. So I'm going to be talking about regimen, having a regimen, why you need a regimen, what that regimen looks like, and how God is transforming my life, how I'm falling, what's happening with, with me within that time period of time. Okay? So I welcome anyone who's watching me today to start this fast with me. It's a 40-day fast, and because I'm pregnant, I decided to fast social media. So it's a wrap scrolling, like I'm not gonna be seeing it all, but um, I think my husband's doing food. Do whatever is near and dear to your heart. And other than Sophia, I'm not gonna fast my child. So I think social media is the next thing that takes the most time away from God, basically. So I'm starting February 14th. I'm probably gonna be checking back in with you guys just to kind of capture what I've been learning, what I've been doing, how the devil's been testing me, because I know he's gonna come for my life. Like, I don't know how he's gonna come, but I already know, like, the devil is gonna come for me, and I don't know if I'm gonna be ready right now, but let's see. So welcome anyone to do the fast with me. I'm gonna be talking about that. I'm gonna be talking about my walk. I'm gonna be talking about, tips, how I've fallen, how I've gotten back up, testimonies. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear if you're joining me, if you have testimonies yourself, what type of topics you want to talk about, whatever. I'm here. So thank you so much for joining me today. So I'm not into journaling, right? And I know, like, everyone's like, journal. You need to be writing down your thoughts, and I want to get there, right? So, like, the thought of journaling is just like, I'll try to get there. I don't know if I am there though. But journaling, but I've been reading this book called Fervent. I think that's Fervent. It's like the women's battle plan and prayer. I'm only on like chapter 3, but I highly recommend that book. I mean, first of all, it teaches you how to pray. And if you're going to start this journey, you might as well start at the basics of learning how to pray and what your quiet time should look like, right? So definitely recommend that book, Fervent. And I know that book, it really talks about like writing down your prayers, and maybe that will help me. Because I've been skipping that part. Like, I just been reading the book and trying to, ingest everything, but I haven't been journaling. So definitely recommend getting that book, because that's what I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be doing this 40-day fast. I'm going to come to you like it's real, how I'm been tested, what's going on. And lastly, I guess there is no lastly. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope I haven't taken up too much. 15 minutes was too much of your time. I hope that you join me on my journey to Jesus, because you also have a journey. Like, everyone has a journey. Like, this vlog is so in demand because everyone has a journey. Like, everyone has a journey to Jesus. And God is going to be proud at the end of the day that we're even taking responsibility for our journey. And we're not just letting the world like devour us and just being like okay with living in the world and living out, living in the world and going to church on Sunday, but then you back in the world doing that, all that. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I'm going to try to keep it as real as possible, about my feelings, about living in the world, about how good living in the world feels, and how, it's not the easiest thing not living in the world anymore when you've been living in the world your whole life, right? So, I don't know. But thank you so much for joining me.